This video has been scheduled into two topics, as many of you have requested me to reduce the length of the video. In the first part, we are going to see the basic structure and rules about passive voice. And in the second part, we shall see the complex structure about passive voice.
Let us see what is passive voice and active voice from the given example. The active voice is Robert found a coin. In passive, it will become a coin was found by Robert. Here, first of all, we are interchanging the subject and objects. That means the subject of active voice becomes the object of passive voice. Similarly, the object of active voice becomes the subject of passive voice. And of course, we are always using the third form of the verb in passive voice. In active voice, we have to remember that we are giving more importance on the person or thing who does the action. But in passive voice, the importance shift or changes into the action, not the subject or the doer of the action. Let us remember the rules in short. First one, subject-object interchange. Second one, use of third form of the verb. And third one, use of by before the object of passive voice.
From my previous videos, all of you might have got a well information about all the 12 kinds of tenses and its basic structure and rules. These basic structured tenses are the active tenses or active verbs. So, before entering to the topic, let us go for a quick visit into the rules and structures for all the
Tenses once again. First of all, in present tense, present indefinite, the first form of the verb, present continuous, is, are, am, plus the ing form of the verb. In present perfect, has or have plus the third form of the verb, and perfect continuous, has, have been plus ing form of the verb. Similarly, in past tense, past indefinite, second form of the verb, past continuous, was or were plus ing form of the verb, past perfect, had plus third form of the verb, past continuous, had been plus ing form of the verb. And in future tense, future indefinite, will or shall plus first form of the verb, future continuous, will or shall plus be plus ing form of the verb, and in future perfect, will or shall have plus third form of the verb, future perfect continuous, will or shall plus have plus been plus ing form of the verb. So, with these given rules, we can change a given sentence into all the 12 forms of active voice like this. Priya plucks a flower, is plucking a flower, has plucked a flower, has been plucking a flower, plucked a flower, was plucking a flower, had plucked a flower, had been plucking a flower, will pluck a flower, will be plucking, will have plucked, and will have been plucked.
out of the 12 tenses, we can convert into passive voice only 8 tenses. The tenses like present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, future perfect continuous, and future continuous. These 4 tenses we cannot convert or change into passive voice. So now let us see the rules and structure for converting the remaining 8 tenses into passive voice.
Let us begin with present indefinite tense. The rule for changing present indefinite into passive will be like this: object plus is or am or are plus third form of the verb plus by plus subject. For example, boy throws the ball in active voice. The subject here boy, verb throw, and object the ball. When we change it into passive, it will be like this: the ball is thrown by the boy. The object of the active, that is the ball, has become the subject of passive here. And the subject of active, the boy, has become the object of the passive voice here. and we have used the third form of the verb along with a helping verb. Similarly, the second sentence, do you eat fish? It is given in interrogative form. Suppose if the sentence is in assertive, it will be like this, you eat fish. So we can change it into passive like this, fish is eaten by you. But since it is an interrogative sentence, we have to convert into passive also interrogative. So in order to make it into simple interrogative, we only need to do is that take out the helping verb and replace into the beginning of the sentence. So in passive, it will become like, is fish eaten by you? In present continuous, the rule in passive will be like this, object plus is, are, am plus being plus third form of the verb plus by plus subject. For example, children are swimming the swing in the garden. When we change into passive, it will become like this, the swing is being swung by children in the garden. We have interchanged the subject object and inserted the helping verb is and being and used the third form of the verb swung. Similarly, another example, Ali is not riding a bike. In passive, it will become like this, a bike is not being ridden by Ali. The next, present perfect tense. The rule will be object plus has or have plus been plus third form of the verb plus by plus subject. For example, she has taken my book in active. In passive, it will become like my book has been taken by her. Similarly, the second example, has he bought a pen? This is an interrogative sentence, so we have to convert into passive in interrogative itself. So in passive, it will become like, has a pen been bought by him? Here we have taken the helping verb has from middle of the sentence into the beginning of the sentence. Next, in past indefinite tense, the rule will be like this, object plus was or were plus third form of the verb plus by plus subject. For example, Ali respected the elders. In passive, it will become like the elders were respected by Ali. In interrogative, did the child memorize the poem? It will become like this, was the poem memorized by the child? Next, past continuous tense. The rule will be like this, object plus was or were plus being plus third form of the verb plus by plus subject. Example, the police was chasing the thieves. In passive, it will be like this, the thieves were being chased by the police. In interrogative, was the tailor sewing the clothes? In passive, it will become like this, were the clothes being sewed by the tailor? Next one is past perfect tense. The rule will be like object plus had been plus third form of the verb plus by plus subject. For example, Haider had completed his homework. It will become in passive like this, homework had been completed by Haider. In interrogative, had they not eaten the food? It will become like this, had the food not been eaten by them. In future indefinite tense, the rule of passive voice is like this, object plus will or shall plus be plus third form of the verb plus by plus subject. For example, Umar will play the match. In passive, it will become like this, the match will be played by Umar. In interrogative, will you respect the elders? It will become like, will the elders be respected by you? And finally, future perfect tense. Here, the rule is that object plus will or shall plus have been plus third form of the verb plus by plus subject. For example, students will have solved the paper. In passive, it will change like this, the paper will have been solved by the students. In interrogative, will milkman have given milk in all houses. It will become like this. Will the milk have been given in all the houses by milkmen? Stay tuned for the remaining part of the video, which will be uploaded soon.